Hi, I'm Linnea, and I'm selfish. I came to the realization last night during a disagreement with one of my friends. They called me selfish, and I really sat and I meditated on it, and then I nearly drove myself insane. So when I woke up this morning, I researched how to fix selfishness. How do you know when you're a selfish person? And I went on Google, WikiHow. That didn't really help. And then I went on YouTube and I typed in how to stop being selfish. So I'm frantically searching through YouTube just for somebody to relate to me, somebody to give me an answer on how to stop being selfish. And all the videos that I came across, they were speaking in third person about selfish people that they've encountered. And just from personal preference, I don't like to get advice about something from someone who's never really experienced it. And because I couldn't find anyone who was speaking from their point of view, it made me feel hopeless, completely hopeless, because a lot of the times they weren't even really giving me an answer for the type of selfishness that I'm looking to fix. But I did find some good insight on what selfishness is and how I'm exhibiting it in my day-to-day actions and where it comes from, which I will share with you. I did find that usually people who are selfish are those who weren't nurtured as children. And because they weren't nurtured as children, they're constantly looking for that care and the people around them. They're constantly looking for positive feedback. They're constantly wanting to be the center of attention. They're normally negative people who normally just think about themselves without really trying to think about themselves. Even when they're trying to do a selfless act, they're doing it because they want other people to look at them a certain way, which is in turn selfish. They act out of emotion before they really understand where other people are coming from, before they even think to put themselves in the other person's shoes. And they're not really empathetic until after the fact. They think in that moment that their emotions are everything and their emotions are truth and reality. And actually, one very depressing point of view that I heard was that selfish people actually suck the life out of other people with their negativity and their neediness, which was, nice to hear. But everything that I heard was true. Everything that they said about selfish people, I realized that I do that. I do play the victim in a lot of situations. I am manipulative with my emotions, and I am selfish. And I wasn't emotionally nurtured as a child. My mother had me fairly young, and she was still going through that inner turmoil that all 20-year-olds go through, and that really reflected on how she treated me and our household, the feelings that were going on in our households. No emotions were controlled. Everything was out on the table. And me being the emotionally anxious creature that I am, I had to take all of that in, and I was a very depressed child. But I also understand that she got that from her mother. My grandmother, she's from South Korea, and she grew up during the Korean War. So you can imagine that she also wasn't nurtured as a child. It was very different times then. Her mother died in the war. So it's been a long line of neglecting our emotions and never really conquering our fears, but just kind of going on with life because you have to. And that's a lot of the older generation. They were more focused on survival than really focusing on the inner self. But with our generation, we have to focus on ourselves. It's kind of thrown in our face, and even though they call our generation emotional, the emotional millennials, we're all crazy, but no, it's just that we have to face our inner demons. We can't just ignore them, or we're not distracted by life. We actually have to face them. So it's been tasked with me to clean up all of the mess that has been left of avoiding all of those emotions and not nurturing our children before it gets to my children, because I don't want my children to grow up hating themselves because of something that I did or something that was ingrained through our bloodline. I want to fix this selfishness so I can teach my kids how to be loving. I want to nurture them. I don't want them to have this weight because it's not fun and it doesn't feel good. I don't like that I'm selfish, and that's why I am determined to fix it. So I never really did find on the internet how to fix this about myself. So I began looking to the people around me for answers, and I have somewhat of a conclusion, but it's gonna take time for me to practice it and figure it out. I know with my mother, it really took time and age for her to become more selfless, and she's one of the most selfless people I have ever met, so that still gives me hope that I will get there one day. But I'm a millennial. I'm impatient. I don't want to wait to grow older to not be selfish anymore. I want to fix this now. But I realized that I cannot just snap my fingers and fix years and years and years of practicing a bad habit. It takes time to break a habit. And of course, I felt overwhelmed by this. I'm like, well, I gotta fix this now, or all of my relationships are gonna go to the gutter. I am never gonna be a good person as long as I don't fix this. Like, that's why all my friendships are bad. That's why my relationships have gone bad. Like, I have to fix this right now so that I don't end up alone. I did feel utterly helpless, and I've been sulking around all day. But then somebody told me that I just have to take it one day at a time. And I think with anxiety especially, you like to think about the big picture and you worry about the end goal so much that you're not focusing on the fact that it takes tiny baby steps to get there. And what do those baby steps look like? They look like calming yourself when you're feeling intense emotion and refocusing so you can think about the other person's point of view, why they did that or why they feel that way. It's every time you have a negative thought, fighting it with positivity so that you're not weighing on the people around you. Negative energy radiates off of you and other people can feel that. So it's about flipping your mindset to think more positively. It's realizing that everything isn't about you and letting other people have the spotlight sometimes. It's doing selfless acts, even if at the core it's selfish. Do it anyway, because eventually you'll get to a point where it's not selfish anymore. And it's because you genuinely care about that person and you want to do it. I don't want you to get caught up in the idea that you're selfish and that you're an awful person and you should just hide away from the world. You should just push everyone away, because that's what I did, but that's never going to fix your problem. Pushing everyone away means that you're never going to face it. And like I said, this is not something that I want to pass on. Therefore, the only option I have is to face it. So don't push everyone away, afraid that you're going to drain them of their energy. Fix it. Don't drain them of their energy by being positive, by being hopeful. You will get to a point where you're no longer selfish. It's going to come, but you just have to take it day by day, minute by minute. Don't get overwhelmed by who you want to be and thinking that is so far and out of reach, because one day you're just going to wake up and you're going to realize that you love yourself and that you're not selfish anymore, and that you care about the people around you, and you will be surrounded by people that love you for who you are. But it takes baby steps. It takes putting one foot in front of the other and just taking it situation by situation. And if you fall, if you act selfishly, if you act out on your emotion, that is okay. Get back up and try again. But the first step is realization. And now that I've spent the whole day sulking, crying, downing a bottle of wine, I can finally say, I am selfish, but I am ready to fix it. Whew, I really thought I was gonna cry during that video. I really did, but I made it. You guys will not see me cry until it gets a little bit harder than maybe, but nope, I'm good for right now. Plus, there's no need to cry. I feel determined, I feel challenged, and I hope that this video made you feel the same way. I hope that you're excited to begin this new journey now that you realize that you're selfish and that there's hope, that there is hope. So if I gave you hope, if you feel determined and energized and ready to go conquer, then please like this video, subscribe, let me know in the comments how this helped you, how this saved you, and if you agree, if you disagree, if you have some ways that you have battled with selfishness and how you fix them, please let me know. I would love to know. Follow me on Instagram at theheavenlymade, TheAvenlymade. It's all right here. So follow me on there. I post love and positivity every single day and just relatable things, so when you're scrolling through your timeline, you realize that you are not alone and that other people are going through the same things that you're going through, because I am going through a lot. I will see you next time, my angels. I love you. Stay heavenly.